All right, part 3. Shh. Everything's paused. Good. All right.
Another night, and you brought more ale. Stronger stuff this time. Essential for keeping warm here in the fractured peaks. Pour me a cup.
Okay.
Tonight is a long, sad tale of bravery and betrayal, and the great blight of destruction that changed the very fabric of our world.
Okay.
When last we spoke of Inarius and Lilith, and humankind's creation.
Oh, shit.
How humanity found itself caught by the eternal conflict. A battle that does not belong to humankind, but one we must fight nonetheless. Two rival groups, the Temple of the Triune and the Cathedral of Light, sprang up on the world of Sanctuary and strove to win over the hearts of mankind. The Triune was secretly backed by the three prime evils, Mephisto, Baal, and Diablo, who had discovered Sanctuary's existence. Inarius secretly founded the Cathedral of Light in response, an attempt to counter their malevolent influence. Unbeknownst to either the prime evils or Inarius, Lilith returned to Sanctuary to reawaken her children's dormant powers, knowing they had the ability to banish the agents of the burning hells and Inarius for good. Soon after, Sanctuary was engulfed in what would become known as the Sin War, a catastrophic proxy war over the souls of humankind. Humanity won the war, but they faced another kind of battle. The high heavens, too, became aware of Sanctuary and her blasphemous children. And now...
So wait, they made the Nephilim inert, and then she reawakened them, and then now he's pissed.
...deliberated on humanity's ultimate fate. With the Angiras Council split, the Archangel Tyrael cast the final vote to spare us from extermination. Instead, the memory of all that came before was taken from humankind, including knowledge of their inherited power. In exchange for their part in leaving Sanctuary alone, the burning hells took Inarius into their custody, and it is said that he has suffered unending torment at their hands ever since. Of course, it is not the nature of the burning hells to leave well enough alone, and before long, more attempts to corrupt humankind were underway. The lesser evils, led by Asmodan and Belial, staged an uprising that upset the established order of the burning hells. Convinced the prime evils had abandoned the eternal conflict in favor of corrupting humanity, the usurpers set out to banish the three prime evils to Sanctuary. They lost fully 1/3 of their army, but they succeeded in banishing Mephisto, Baal, and Diablo into the mortal realm in what would come to be known as the Dark Exile. They spent decades spreading terror, hatred, and destruction across the land. It is here that the story of the Haradrim begins.
Wait,
when Tyrael assembled a group of powerful...
Wait, who banished them? Who banished them? Wait, who banished them? The prime evils banished them. Asmodan banished them. Okay.
Mages and tasked them with humanity's defense, standing fast against the tyranny of the prime evils and guarding against the wrathful eyes of the heavens, falling upon humankind once again. Tyrael carved 3 soul stones from pieces of the World Stone, crystalline prisons designed to contain the malignant essence of a prime evil. Sapphire for Mephisto, amber for Baal, and crimson for Diablo.
Ooh.
Under Tyrael's guidance, the Haradrim searched across the vastness of Sanctuary for the Lords of Hell, with the aim to contain them. The Haradrim found Mephisto, and after much struggle imprisoned him. The Sapphire Soulstone was given to the Zakarum for safekeeping. They also battled Baal, but in the process the Soulstone intended for him was shattered. The Order's leader, Tal Rasha, trapped Baal's essence in the largest shard of the Amber Soul.
I remember that. That was in D2, right? That's D2 story, right? Yeah. I remember this.
Stone, but feared that was insufficient. The Haradrim concluded they could fuse the shard to a human body.
Why didn't they just get another shard? Like Tyrone, just get Tyrael to go get another one. He can just get another shard. Like why it's like I mean it's cooler this way. It's cool. I love that sac. Yeah, this, you know, it's always like that. You know, like, you go, I've got this. Like, they could just cause another distraction where he doesn't need to sacrifice himself, you know? Like, the whole fucking, like, you know, the hero sacrifices himself thing. Yeah, it's like, dude, why did he kill himself to do that? He could have just, like, you know, thrown a, you know, done, like, there's 5 other things he could have done instead of, like, suiciding. But, you know.
In an effort to better contain Bale's power, Tal Rasha selflessly volunteered his own body to contain the Lord of Destruction's raging essence. Tyrael himself took up the solemn duty of driving the shard into Tal Rasha's heart. The grieving Haradrim sealed away their noble leader within a subterranean tomb, believing they were leaving him to suffer torment beyond imagination as he struggled to hold fast the monstrous Lord of Destruction for all of time.
Jeez. I wonder if that's gonna work out, guys. What do you guys think? Just, yeah, suffer for all of time. You know?
In the wake of this tragedy, Jared Kane took leadership of the bruised and battered mages. Together, the Haradrim spent nearly 10 years following Diablo's path of terror through Sanctuary, until finally coming to blows and containing him within the Crimson Soulstone. Diablo's Soulstone was careful.
That was D1 storyline, right? That was D1 storyline. Because you kind of got him and you put him in a stone. But didn't he, like, immediately put the stone in his head? Didn't he, like, immediately put the stone in his head or some shit? Or was it the start of D2? Hey, how did that work? I can't remember how that worked. We, like, killed him and then he just, like, I'm just going to put it in my head. Or some stupid shit. Like, yeah, I got a good idea. Let me put the demon inside my head.
Hidden deep in a labyrinthian cave system by the Haradrim.
What could possibly go wrong?
To guard the great evil hidden in its depths, a Haradric monastery was built atop the caves. The hope, I believe, was that it would never be disturbed, and that Diablo would be forgotten
he knows,
in the
dude.
great below.
Holy fuck.
His influence fading with time. But that was not to be. No prison can last forever.
Yep.
So long as a key exists, its door can be opened. The land near that small monastery would eventually be settled, and the quiet, prosperous town of Tristram was founded there.
Yep.
None could have known, except perhaps Diablo, the grim fate that would befall the unfortunate souls that called
Obviously,
Tristram
I played
home.
D1, dude.
Over time, foreign powers influenced the land, and Tristram became politically significant. At the behest of the Zakarum Church, and guided by Archbishop Lazarus, a Zakarum lord named Leoric crowned himself king of Kandurus and made Tristram his capital.
I remember that.
He converted the old Haradric monastery into his seat of power, unaware of the threat that lurked.
That camp was crazy.
Leoric was wise and just,
He was cooked.
ushering in an era of peace and prosperity for Tristram. But with time, his outlook darkened.
Yep.
He grew irrational, his mind slipping towards madness and paranoia. The king began ordering the execution of any who questioned him. People started calling him the Black King. He declared war on the neighboring kingdom of Westmarch, in part thanks to Lazarus's counsel, an unjust and unwinnable war. Leoric's eldest son Aidan joined the fight, seeking approval from his father. Shortly after Aidan's departure, Leoric's youngest son Albrecht went missing. Leoric tortured and executed many of his own people in his frenzy to find his son. His knights, freshly returned from the war and appalled at the state of their kingdom, were forced to slay the Black King to stop the brutality. In an attempt to honor the man he had been, Leoric was given a proper burial in the old catacombs. Aidan too returned to find a kingdom in shambles. Rumors of the horrific happenings in Tristram spread, along with the news of the appearance of demonic creatures, and brought adventurers to Tristram. 2 such adventurers joined Prince Aidan when he entered the catacombs to find his brother Albrecht. During this harrowing journey, Aidan was forced to strike down his own father, who had been reanimated as a foul entity called the Skeleton King. Continuing on, Aidan soon found Diablo himself.
Wait, didn't it? I thought that Leoric killed his own son. Am I crazy? So he was killing people trying to find his son. Maybe I misremember. Aidan was the main Diablo 1 guy, right? Aidan was the main Diablo 1 who became Diablo. Yeah.
Great battle of fire and steel, the Lord of Terror was defeated. But this ending is not a happy one. For Diablo had twisted young Albrecht's body into his own demonic form. In slaying the demon, Aiden had slain his younger brother.
Ah.
Distraught, Aiden pulled the soul stone from Albrecht and plunged it into his own body.
Why?
In the weeks that followed,
Why?
Aiden would seek comfort with a local witch named Adria. Slowly succumbing to Diablo's influence, Aiden eventually traveled east from Tristram
East.
and became known as the Dark Wanderer, set on liberating Baal and Mephisto. As the Dark Wanderer traveled east, a new group of adventurers arrived in Tristram. They rescued Deckard Cain from the
This is
ruins
D2.
of Tristram, who
D2.
implored them to give chase. Soon the party found themselves taking part in a dangerous pursuit of the Lord of Terror. Following the Dark Wanderer's path towards the tomb of Tal Rasha, the adventurers would face the lesser evils of Andariel and Duriel, who had rallied to Diablo's aid. Instead of Tal Rasha, they discovered Tyrael imprisoned in the tomb. Baal, still using Tal Rasha as a vessel, had escaped imprisonment to join Diablo in his guise as the Dark Wanderer. Together they had overcome Tyrael and trapped him in the prison he'd made for Baal so long ago.
Well, I don't remember Tyrael getting trapped. I remember Tyrael fighting Tal Rasha, and then that Manius guy runs away with the stone. Or he like, run, boy, run! I remember him running, and he gets away, but then doesn't Baal come along later and finds his ass? Marius. Yeah, Marius. Oh, Tyrael got trapped. Oh, shit, okay. T2, bit. I did beat T2, bitch. I did beat D2. Shut up, bitch.
The heroes pressed on to find Mephisto, the Lord of Hatred, deep in the jungles of Kurast. Once more, the heroes were too late to stop Diablo, as he shed what little of Aiden remained, reverting to his monstrous demonic form before returning to the burning hells to rally his demonic legions. Mephisto remained behind, believing he could defeat the brave pursuers.
How did he go? What I don't understand is how did he go back? They got banished, and how the fuck did they get back? Couldn't they just come back before they got like fucking killed by Herodrum? Like, why can he get back now? You know? Oh, shut the fuck up. Instability. You realize hate watch to see that message, and they use that as ammunition. The people understand, like, okay, they go classic. But you're gonna see a hate watcher thinking that I actually am lying about that, which is so cringe. And you already got the clip up, and you're like ready to go play, and it's like, holy shit, nobody cares, bro. And then I have to do the whole thing where I explain the whole situation to give everyone context. It's like I cannot be bothered, bro. I cannot be bothered.
His confidence was misplaced. The Lord of Hatred was defeated and sealed in the Sapphire Soulstone. The heroes followed the Lord of Terror into the burning hells, thinking only of sanctuary and not the grim fate that likely awaited them there. At Tyrael's request, the heroes confronted the corrupted angel Isuel on the Plains of Despair.
I remember that side quest.
In slaying him, the heroes freed Isuel's spirit, and he informed them that the prime evils knew how to corrupt the Soulstones. With this information, Cain sent the heroes to the Hellforge to destroy the Sapphire Soulstone, in the hopes that this would prevent Mephisto from manifesting in this world ever again. Once there, they had to defeat a demon called Hephasto the Armorer, a towering monstrosity with wide horns.
He's a side quest, and you get like a skill point from that, I'm pretty sure.
His powerful arms strengthened by thousands and thousands of strikes with his Hellforge hammer against the anvil.
Oh, you got runes. You got a rune quest. Yes,
After
right.
successfully destroying the Sapphire Soulstone, the heroes traveled deep into the wastes of the burning hells.
You get a good rune
to
for that
face
guy.
the Lord of Terror himself. They fought a fierce, pitched battle against increasingly dire odds deep in Diablo.
Imagine losing in hell. You're at like your own house, and you get like some guys come in and just fucking destroy your own terrain. Like that's beta as fuck, dude. That's beta as fuck. You lose like not even like you're getting banished to hell. You're getting spawn camped. Like, Diablo's getting fucking spawn camped at hell. Pathetic.
His own realm. But the heroes fought and defeated Diablo.
Oh my god.
They pulled the shard from Diablo's head, trapping his essence inside, and returned to the Hellforge to destroy it as well. With this momentous achievement, only Baal remained to threaten Sanctuary. Unfortunately for us, even one primeval can unleash inconceivable devastation. As the heroes struggled with Diablo in Hell, Baal, Lord of Destruction, set his demonic army on a course to Mount Arreat, annihilating all in his path on the way to his prize, the World Stone.
You shall not burst,
Survivor
Baal.
accounts describe the primeval atop his litter, surveying the
It
barbarian
won't stop for 10,000 years.
and an insatiable lust for carnage. His vision for Sanctuary was a wasteland stained with blood. It is both humbling and horrifying to know how close he was to achieving that goal.
Shut
Thanks
up.
to
No.
the bravery of the barbarians in the town of Harrogath at the base of Mount Arreat, Baal's army was temporarily repelled, buying time enough for reinforcements and the heroes that had slain Diablo and Mephisto to arrive. They fought their way through Baal's army, up the mountain, and finally into the very heart of Sanctuary, the World Stone Keep. Though our heroes ultimately defeated Baal, they could not stop his poisonous malice from infecting the World Stone. A difficult choice had to be made, and so it was.
I don't get it. How did he lose? Like, you can literally make universes with this shit. It's like infinite power. Like, how did Baal lose if he had power to Worldstone? Like, how did he lose? Isn't it like, I mean, you can literally, like, Sanctuary was literally made with that shit. It's like infinite power. How did he lose? Like, what? It's not instant? It's got a big cast time, I guess?
Tyrael chose to destroy the World Stone rather than let it fall to corruption. He hurled his great sword Eldruin at the World Stone, shattering it. Some of its shards fell to earth, imbued with power. The World Stone was nearly as large as the mountain that housed it, and its destruction turned the imposing peak of Mount Arreat into nothing more than a vast crater.
Shit,
Local
man.
settlements and tribes scattered to the wind, many forced to seek new homes. And it is in this new world, deeply wounded by the treachery of the primevals, that the next chapter in our history unfolded.
That was D3, right?
The tragic tale of Lear, Diablo's assault on heaven, and Malthael's betrayal, and why so few of us remain. Take care in the darkness.
I want to hear that one.
More lurking out there than the wind.
I want to hear that one. I want to hear that one. I wanted the D3 lore, dude. What the fuck? When's that one coming out? Hey, that's the best marketing. That's the best marketing. I like those ones. Those are good. They tell you about the lore. I mean, I'm not a big lore guy, but hearing about the lore is it's good. It's good. It's immersive. So that way you can have a better understanding of the world and why it is the way it is. You know what I'm saying?